Sunday night, the town saw an unprecedented rainstorm that dumped over 5.5 inches of rain in just under 2 hours. Most of the town saw massive amounts of flooding, downed trees, and damaged roads. Brian Boudreau tells the story.
Sunday night, Norwood saw an unprecedented rainstorm that dumped over 5.5 inches of rain in just under 2 hours. There was extensive flooding all across town. Norwood Hospital was one of the hardest hit areas. Emergency crews responded and began staging a full response to help evacuate patients. Norwood Hospital was not the only area to see extensive damage. Director of Public Works, Mark Ryan, explains more.
I'm standing on Subway Hill on Washington Street at a repair site of the sidewalk. Water came down so fast in such a short period, the street drains could not handle it. Up above Subway Hill is Chapel Street, and the drain system just couldn't accommodate the amount of water, which eventually just started cascading over the walls and into the area adjacent to the stairway. It literally carried rocks weighing 30, 40, 50 pounds into Washington Street, and then it would start ripping up the sidewalk, which we are standing on right now. What needed to be done the next day is Public Works had to come out and repair this sidewalk, remove any of the loose and damaged concrete or asphalt, compact it, and then put asphalt back. There were many incredible things that went on during this storm event, a storm event that dropped 5.5 inches in a very short period of time. It was unprecedented in this town. Numerous tree limbs down, some trees down, manhole covers were popping, debris in the road all through town. It was quite an event. So DPW crews did their best on Sunday to get the roads open and ready for the next day, which was Monday, and we went right back at it, sweeping streets around town. We have one street sweeper on board in-house, and we hired 2 more to sweep the neighborhoods. In addition, we have the downtown outdoor seating, which we set up with Jersey barrier type units, and they were actually carried away by this event. They were carried from in front of Limey's, which is Washington Street at Vernon, and carried right down Washington Street, then down Cottage, all the way to Broadway. It was just an incredible sight. So DPW spent most of yesterday putting that back in order for the businesses to do their outdoor dining. Today we're still out there street sweeping, clearing debris, and just trying to get everything back as normal as possible. I've been with the town of Norwood since 1999, 21 years. Never in my life have I seen such an event like this come so fast and in such force. There were literally waterfalls going down Cottage Street, top of Prospect Street. Water was 1 foot deep. Top of Norwood, Prospect in winter, 1 foot deep in the roadway. It was just an amazing sight. Hopefully never see an event like this again.
The Norwood Recreation Department also took the brunt of the storm. For more, we go to Recreation Superintendent Travis Farley.
We had about 4 inches in our weight room. Our custodial area got flooded, unfortunately. Our recreational supply closet got flooded. Our multi-purpose room got flooded. We're currently assessing some of the weight room equipment to see if it's salvageable. Working with the town, Kathy Carney, to come up with a list of what's salvageable, not salvageable. Obviously, we had some considerable amount of water here in the Civic Center last night. Some of our playgrounds got hit pretty hard. Haas Pool, we had some flooding in the bathhouse. The pool actually overflowed itself onto the pool deck and then in the bathhouse. So we have to reset all the chemicals, clean up all the flood damage at the bathhouse as well.
Severe flooding was not the only damage done that day. Norwood Light Department was very busy dealing with power outages.
And we had a significant power outage throughout the town. It involved, we lost 3 of our distribution feeders. We have about 20 distribution feeders that feed throughout town. The 3 that we lost involved probably, at the worst case, about 4,800 customers. Might have been out of 16,000, to give you a magnitude. There were a number of smaller outages also throughout town. On the 3 feeders, the causes were 2 of the feeders went out at the same time due to a lightning strike at its high point. That was the Moss Street feeder and the Chapel Street feeder. It involved the areas of Pleasant Street, Moss Street, South Norwood, and some of Walpole Street area up in Westover. The other feeder that went out was the Pleasant Street feeder, which involved Factory Mutual Road, some of the Route 1 businesses, and that was caused by a lightning strike on Factory Mutual Road. The outages varied in length, but most of them were back within a few hours. Switching was done. They were isolated. We did have some additional problems as we picked them up, switch failures in one case, and the tree limbs kept on coming down, so the trees were a constant source of problem. We also had a great deal of difficulty in getting around with all the flooding. Your normal route to get to a location was very often blocked, and you had to turn around and try to find your way around.
Thanks, Brian. The Norwood School Department was also affected by the storm. At the Balch School, a large branch fell across the front steps of the school and was removed by the Buildings and Grounds Department. The Cleveland School playground was completely underwater, and at the high school, the water was so powerful it lifted a manhole right onto the parking lot. The school department was lucky and did not have any damage inside any of the school buildings. Thank you to all the men and women that worked long hours responding to the storm damage.